Okay. So I forgot to bring removers, so it's just literal detergent. And I feel like there's flaking though a little bit, if you can see, from this mascara, from the defining. And this mascara can kind of stick to your skin. If you leave it there for too long, it's a little bit challenging to get off. So at least, you know, I feel like the mascara, once it's on the lashes, any of these, it will last you quite a bit. Like, it is a decent lasting mascara, so that's a good thing, I guess. Once you wear it for a few hours, it's gonna stay on there, at least for a few hours. So it's the same L'Oreal. This is one of the things I'll have to rebuy quicker than anything else, because I don't have that much. I have a few tubes, but it'll last me a good while. A good year, maybe longer. Okay, I feel like I need a sponge to really get that all in. Alrighty. I don't know, I feel like everything looks heavy for some reason. It's really not. I'll have to get a remover. I should have brought because sometimes brushes can work, but I really feel like a sponge or something, it does a much better job. Because with just brushes, you can get like your beauty stuff to crumble together. Everything just bunches up and settles, you know, it doesn't look as smooth or natural, especially over time. The other concealer that's real nice is, I should have done on one side, this one, which is from Too Faced, is the multi-sculpting. So maybe I do that on one eye. Let me take that off. I took some of it off. I'm not a fan of the foundation for this at all. But yeah, the favorite would be between these two. I'm not quite sure, but between these two for sure. I think if I wanted full coverage, this one, but I do feel like I was very impressed by the smoothness of this one. So if I had some like significant under eye issues, I would go with the L'Oreal. Otherwise, I would go with the other one. You see? Can already kind of see how smooth it's starting to get. And usually I don't intentionally use concealer if I do eyeshadow, but if it gets on there, I just leave it, usually. Oh, I forgot mascara was there. Shoot. This is how it is for me getting ready. It's like you do one thing and then something else falls behind, etc. That's why my getting ready with me's are long, because I mean, I can get ready quick. I usually do. Usually it's like 20 minutes or so, but I don't do all this. Okay. So we'll fix the eyes and stuff like that, but just to show the smoothness, especially here, you can tell a difference. Let me see here, the smoothness. So this is the Too Faced versus the L'Oreal. I think they both kind of look sort of awful, especially close up. It's just everything looks heavy. I don't know why. It's not coming together. Okay, let's see. What should we do after? You know what? I didn't bring This one's really nice. It's like a brown from L'Oreal. I'm really trying to do a decent look, at least decent, for this celebration or whatever you want to call it. I'm doing nothing. It's just this video. That's it. I guess I could say, because I did order a thing. even though I've got no income. So just with the bit of savings I had, so I guess you can call that sort of the gift I'm giving myself. So even though I've got no money from doing this, absolutely not a cent, no a gift, no nothing, no groceries, no. But this is the L'Oreal. It's in 150. It's a really unique shade. I really like that color. And then with that, we'll do this one's new to me. About Face. I found this through Marshall's. It's their Light Lock Gloss. So I'm really wishing it's going to be, I'm expecting intensity. Wow, that's very underwhelming. It's just a light gloss, and then I messed the wand, but wow. This is like, they call it shimmer. I don't really see the, can you build it at least? A teeny bit. I kind of see the effect, but it's very light. I don't know. I expected something totally different, so this was a bust. I do have another shade, so that was a waste. That's not my favorite. It was just like a new, something I thought I'd try. But this is a favorite, these Buxom glosses. This one's in Victoria. I don't know if it's limited edition. Yes. Thank you for, well, did this save the day? Did Victoria save the day? It's really, looks like a stunning like violet shade. But it's not showing like that. Come on. That's very odd. I don't know why it's not showing. But yeah, these Buxom glosses, they would be my favorite gloss. Fantastic. Let's see. You guys saw what that lipstick is. These are both like, I don't know, it's a tie. This would be like my favorite lip. I don't know about favorite. There's so many good shades out there, but this would be one of my favorite shades, just by shade. I'm not a fan of the formula too much, and especially the other shades, not a fan of the formula. This is the only one I would say is worthy to get. The rest are just a waste, and it's too expensive for what it is. And this would be my overall favorite gloss, and maybe overall favorite lip. I don't know. Definitely favorite gloss. So you can see the color much better now with the Buxom Victoria, but it's still very light. Which the colors on these tend to be light, but usually you can at least kind of strongly see the shade. I don't know. I think it's meant to be just a hint of lilac, so you can see that, but let me see if maybe this will do the job. Okay, now I see the effect. So that's actually quite nice. It's just you have to find, you see now you can see the color of this one. You just have to find the right under. Okay. That's actually a nice overall color. Yeah. Just have to find the right base. These are like, these do have a sticky kind of, yeah, I'm not a fan of this formula. It's just like a sticky, it's kind of like the Fenty ones, but not nearly as nice. It's that thick, Almost like if you imagine a gloss in sort of a Vaseline form. Yeah. I feel the stickiness, and I think it's because of this one. Okay. So you can kind of see from far away the sort of white, sort of the effect of this one. Okay. It's just a bit different for me. Eyebrows, I don't really have anything that I'm like, wow, absolutely need this. I mean, the essence is quite nice. Any sort of light brow gel, because the eyebrows are naturally dark for me, so. Okay, I think it's time to bring the remover, or can we do? I also didn't bring eye, so this was going to be for the eyes. The Sephora I Love, or Eyes of Love, and this one's called I Love. So that's what I was going to use for eyes, and it's not like, honestly, this is very nice, but it's not my favorite. I'm just using this mainly because I haven't shown it much before, and it's a really nice one. But is it the best quality ever? No, to be honest. But I did find this at Marshall's for a few bucks. This was like years ago. I don't even know if you can even find this anywhere anymore, but it's their older formulation. I think Sephora still has something like this, but they changed it to cardboard, and they changed it to where instead of circles, like the eyeshadows come in squares. I haven't tried the newer ones. I don't know. I haven't tried much from the in-house collection either. One day if I have money again, maybe. Okay. For glosses, these are just light glosses. I don't think I'll use any of these for today, but these are just, they stand out to me as far as what I have. TYS Beauty Shea Butter Gloss. It's a little bit expensive, but these are really nice. I don't even think you'll see it, but if you're just looking for a basic, comfortable gloss, I'd recommend these. And if you have the money. Alright, if you can afford it. Not only you have it, but you have to be able to really afford it. So I was kind of surprised by this, especially for Dollar Tree. It's just a really nice gloss, basic gloss, nothing out of the ordinary, but does it come with a mirror? I don't know. I don't know if this comes with the, oh, it does, wow. It does come with a mirror, that's nice. Excuse me. Yeah, so this does come with a mirror. You have to kind of scratch and remove what's on top of it, but it does come with a mirror. So that's really nice for Dollar Tree, and it's not a bad mirror. It's a very nice mirror. And it's just a basic gloss. You get a little bit of color, but I was surprised how it looked. It just, like the thinness, like it looked like a nice thin gloss with a little bit of color. Very elegant. I don't know how much you get in this though. So it came in a set. This one and a blue one. I don't know what this brand is, but it says today's your day. Flavored gloss. It does have kind of like an old school, I don't know why it reminds me of that Bath Bed and Beyond scent or Victoria's Secret or some kind of like candy scent. And the mirror is there, so yeah, I just found it to be an excellent deal, and I just thought I'd mention that because you could get a similar, not as intense, but a nice gloss, sort of a glossy look like this. You could just use something like this, and they actually have a lip color that would kind of work well with it too, from Dollar Tree. So I think on camera, for some reason, my face is looking very heavy. In real life, it's not that bad. It's really, it's a little heavy, but not that bad at all. So, I don't know. I might get a remover and just like dab it a little bit, just to, you know, for the camera. And then we'll go into blush, bronzer, eyeshadow, and then that'll be it. So give me a few minutes. Okay, so yeah, the brush set did not come with any eye brushes. Okay. Try to fix everything right. The shirt, the face. Okay. I feel like it looks a little bit not as bad now. Okay. Sometimes that's all you can wish for in life, is just not that bad, right? And then this, the eye. I'll just add more if needed. Not a biggie. I forgot brow kind of stuff, but just have to excuse. You see I'm wiping away, but still the mascara is, a lot of it is still staying on there, so that's can be good. Okay. So this is just from a random set. I think they were less than $1 each from Amazon. And yes, I did bend it and make a mess and everything. there's that. I also should have done this before the mascara. So yeah, this is just a off tangent about my life now, but I did try to get back out there and socialize and maybe date a little bit. And as of a few weeks ago, it hasn't been working well. It hasn't been working horrible. It just hasn't been working, you know. These are very dusty shadows. If you can see within, but unfortunately I don't know how to show like the quality. The only way I know how is to go like real close like that. And because of my back, it's not comfortable to stay there for that long. And the chair I have now is quite low, so for the eyes you won't really know what I'm doing at all until sort of the end of doing stuff. So I just did one color all over and then the crease so far. You can see it's relatively easy to blend. With eyeshadow, the question is just how much time do you want to do. This I find is relatively quick. I think you can make a quick, just basic look with this. This time it's taking longer than usual when I use this, but I think I'm also trying to do a better job. So they've got a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but a few like reflective shimmers. On the bottom row is just shimmers. I like how these are laid out. You have one row of mattes, one row of shimmers, and this is just your basic, you know, you can use, I guess they would call it transition shade. And you get quite a bit, so I think we will do, I'll try to use all of the shimmers so you can tell the colors. They're really nice, very reflective. You can see that. They kind of look a bit dusty, not necessarily in a bad way, but that's kind of, I think it's like the loose glitter you're getting. So these are kind of glittery shadows. Oh, okay, that's fine. I made a bit of a boo-boo. Okay. I always say health and quite frankly genetics when it comes to taking care of your skin or making your skin look the best it can. You know, I can use certain words, but that, let's face it, women, we want our skin, most women, to look like that, but we've also been, you know, conditioned to want that too. So there's only so much that beauty can do, is what I'm saying. You know, if your base is kind of a mess, all you're gonna do is kind of accentuate what's already there. I never expect a miracle. Okay, so this, these are all the shimmers basically. And then I'll use the matte brown. I think I'm gonna use all the shades by the time we're done with this look. So this is definitely an easy, like, you know, for the night. These are a lot of dark tones. You're not really getting any light shades, matte or shimmer. These definitely have, all of them have cool undertones. So it's a good, you know, going out The only thing is that they tend to fade. That's what I noticed. Like anytime I make a look, the eye look fades within a few hours. I feel like this is not my best look at all. And here I am like, oh, I'm trying to make this the best. These are the best out there. I've tried. It's like, really? That's what I would be thinking watching this. I don't know, it's not. Anyway, maybe I'm being too harsh. Wouldn't be the first time. But I really think I have done better before. And usually what occurs is one eye looks much better than the other, so it's like constantly having to fix. This is why for eyes it's much better to it's much better to have several brushes, because I think what I did wrong with this one, why the end is not blending as easily, is because I used a wet brush technically. I wish there was a matte kind of clear shade. I could grab something else that really has a decent matte just to blend things with, which this doesn't have, but anyway, so we'll redo, I think we said this one, the Too Faced concealer will be on here. Also, maybe I just need to use less. L'Oreal here. Just using random brushes if I'm using something not on the brush set. Let's see. What I like with the brush set that I mentioned earlier, the bare tones, is that they have, well, I love the wooden kind of element, but they have firm brushes and looser brushes. So like this one could use for concealer, and there's another one, same thing. Could even use at least one of them for foundation, or decently multi-use. Okay, there we go. I think on the camera the eyes look okay, at least. So you can see there's, in real life I'd rather go a little bit heavier but get the coverage. The coverage is very essential to me, and I still forgot the sponge. So in real life I would just, even though it might look heavier, I would go in with a little bit more, a little bit at a time. See, when it comes to this kind of thing, it's, you just gotta wait your turn. Wait. We're at about half an hour already. But that's because of talking. I think it's a little tougher than you would think to do this and talk. Think about what to say. I don't know, for me it's the silence. And you know, all the things I mentioned, if I were just doing this on my own, I would be done by now. This is I would use as a concealer, the LA Colors Liquid. And this one is very nice as a concealer. I was impressed. I think it's kind of too late, but can we add? Let's add a little bit. I don't know if you'll be able to tell the difference. It's just a very smooth, light to medium. Maybe for spot concealing, this would be a really good one as well. Okay, then with blush, we're gonna go in with, actually, I think bronzer. This one is one of my favorites. The Infallible 24-hour bronzer. Folks talk about this for good reason. It's very reliable. They've got a bunch of shades. Like when I'm in a rush, I know it's gonna look okay, you see? And this brush, I'm not a fan of, this specific brush. But it's like, it doesn't really matter what brush you get, you're gonna get a consistent, just nice look. It's buildable, light. Like for folks who just want a little bit of bronzer everywhere, it's quite ideal. Okay. Again, I think it looks a little bit heavier because of everything else already looks a bit heavy. But you know, the emphasis really here for me as far as what's best is the you know, the long-lasting elements, the coverage and the long-lasting. This is like a Dollar Tree alternative. I'm trying to find, like, yes, my favorite, but also like much less costlier alternatives for you guys. For instance, brushes, Dollar Tree has this one. That one's a nice one. This one's a really nice bronzer. It reminds me very much of the Infallible. Very similar. Yeah, see, you can't even tell what I'm wearing exactly. So it doesn't disturb anything. Nice tone, color, everything. This is a nice, either by itself or with other things. The LA Colors matte. They have a matte and a shimmer, but the one I'm using is the matte. This is a lot of bronzer for me. I usually don't go as. Liners would be the NYX. Would be my overall favorite because they've got so many colors to choose from. They're relatively affordable. I would say they're mid-range. But where is it? Just their basic soft pencil. Maybe I forgot that. This is also for if you're looking for a corrector, just a general under eye like skin tone corrector. This one from Pixie is definitely one of the best quality I've found. So this better last quite a while because we've got several things under the eye. So I was trying to look for something like, you know, if I were to go out, ideally it would last the whole day kind of thing, or at least half the day. Morphe also has these liners. They're nice. I find them to be a bit overpriced, but they're the mechanical. These, the only thing is you got to be careful. They break off. Really. I also found a liner from Dollar Tree, which is also very nice. And quality-wise, I would say they're on the same level as anything else I found. They're just really substantial. Maybe they're a bit not as, like they're a little bit more patchier, but you can fix it with just building it. These are a bit more, I guess, opaque. You can see the difference, like right here. It's a very strong pigmentation. And these you don't have to worry about breaking because they've just got a creaminess. So I would say if you can for liners, Ione. They've got a few shades, maybe more, I don't know. I just know that the NYX has more shades, so I would get the Ione. And then shades that are not available in the Ione, you can look for in NYX, for instance. And these are nice, but I don't think there's really any unique shades for the Morphe Soulmate lifting gel liner. This is a nice under eye balm I mentioned, but I don't know if it does anything. It just feels nice. I think the other reason my face, it's kind of looking heavier than it usually does is because like really shortly after I used skincare. So really the best way to get the best look is do your skincare, wait a bit, and then do your beauty stuff after. Because otherwise sometimes things tend to not work as easily together. That's what I noticed for me. So blush were these Tarte blushes, still overall my favorite. Just a Tarte Amazonian clay blushes in general. So I don't know if you can find this. I've only been able to find it on like eBay and stuff like that. It seems like no store or reputable location sells these. Like you can find them individually. A bunch of places sell some shades individually. These I think were more special, limited edition, but it also has their famous see, very pigmented. These, they have their special edition blushes, so I don't even know if you can even get these colors individually, but I'm just mixing a bunch of them, to be honest. So I'm mixing Refined, Gemstone, Luxe, and another shade. And then this facet is kind of unique. It's like a lilac, very in style now, trendy. I don't know if you can see it. It's that right here, the rosy kind of. So this will last forever because I really loaded it, even in real life. So the blushes, I know they last a long time, like whole day, half the day, you know, hours and hours and hours normally. So we're just gonna get a sponge because it's clearly a lot and the face looks overall heavier. The other, as far as overall mist, would be I know I look ridiculous, would be the Speckle Mist from Laura Geller. Let me try to make the mascara look a little bit heavier. There you go. I think that shows off the mascara a bit more. And then the full. Kind of. Okay. The other thing when like it's kind of crazy like this is you grab your foundation brush. Sometimes you can even add a little bit more foundation and just blend, blend, blend. If that doesn't work, you can use your remover and just literally take off. Okay. I don't know, I'm not really a fan of the loose. I feel like they don't really blend that well. The foundation ones I like, they're very nice. Or the ones where the bristles are more stuck together. But that's basically the finished look. I'm going to get some stuff for brows, get something to kind of smooth this out, and then we'll just summarize, or I'll just summarize everything as far as how I think things worked out. So again, just the under eye looks overall heavy. I don't know why, but generally I do like this, and I think it still worked normally. So this is still a winner. The Too Faced Conceal Correct Highlight Retouch concealer, I guess those are the claims. The L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour full wear. On this side, again, looks a bit heavy, but works. Still think it works well, generally. Blush works well. I used a bit too much, but that's my fault. Blended nicely, all that stuff. All right. Bronzer, I think it looks particularly nice. So this worked out real well today, in my view, the 24-hour infallible. Same with this bronzer, LA Colors matte bronzer. Once I figured out how to use this in a certain way, that actually looks kind of stunning. The About Face Light Lock Gloss. I want to try more from that brand. The liners work nice, just as expected. Both of the liners, the Ioni and the Morphe Soulmate. I also like the NYX, which I can't find right now. The eyeshadow took a little bit more work than usual, but overall I think it's a really nice look. So this is definitely still a win. Foundation worked normally. This one, the other foundation on this side, a little bit heavy. I don't know what. This just did not look as nice as it usually does at all. It still looked okay, it still looked nice, but I don't know. Based on this round, I'm not sure if it's worth the money, to be honest. It's a shame. Oh, and my favorite overall powder would be the Kosas. So I'm not really sure if powders do much, but this definitely, there's just like such a smoothing quality of this. My face never looks heavier because of it. There's not a smell. It's a little bit expensive, but I like how fine, how it's just very easy to work with, and it doesn't disturb anything else that I've ever tried. I should have just... Now, does it actually make, like, even now, I feel like my face looks less heavy, even in the camera, because of that. But does it make anything last longer? Honestly, not sure. For contour, I don't usually wear contour, but e.l.f. has a good one. What is it, LA Colors? It might be another brand, but it's a brand from Dollar Tree. That one worked out very nicely. Physicians Formula has like a contour, they call it color stick or some kind of stick, but you can essentially use like one side for contour or bronzer, and I've used it for both. Works real nice. That one I was very impressed by as a contour, even as a bronzer, but especially as a contour. Yeah, so if you have the money, the one I would recommend is the Formula one, but that one's about 20 bucks or so. But if you don't have the money, either e.l.f. or Dollar Tree, I don't know. I should have brought it out to try it, but... So that is the finished look. I don't want to make this too long because of how the internet deals with this. Basically, it makes it, the longer